Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back down under the mat. We are here in Madison Square Garage around the pool table of relevancy. This is Mr. Dan Danielson. I am WRESTLEMANIA. Just want to give a quick shout out to everyone. We have just surpassed 800 subscribers on YouTube. Great milestone for us. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate all your love and support. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers by WrestleMania. This is Dan's idea. Let's push for it.
I'm putting it out there. I reckon we could do it. We've got 800, where it's only 200 away.
We're 4 weeks out from WrestleMania.
We have tons of videos up on YouTube, like this one, all the other stuff coming. We've got some big things in the works with some other people we're talking about. Yep. So the YouTube channel is going to start popping off again. So please help us get to 1,000 subscribers, and we'll I don't know, we'll throw a party. Or perhaps you can win a base set of NXT 2.0 Panini cards. You can have a Colt Cabana Boom card.
Boom!
You don't want that, that's fine.
We're going to kick it off on a high note. Kicking off Raw this week.
Is it a high note?
Yeah.
Really?
It's a great...
Not if you're that poor kid in the front row.
That poor kid got slaughtered. John Cena broke up with every single one of us on Monday Night Raw this week, and it was... heartbreaking, but it was such a thrilling experience to watch heel John Cena cut a promo like he did on Raw.
It was, look, man, it was
special.
It was half an hour that felt like 5 minutes.
It went really quick, but it was a action-packed half an hour.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some quotes up.
The crowd was on fire for this, and we're back in Europe as of this week.
So good.
And The Belgium crowd absolutely brought it. We had the Italian crowd for SmackDown this week as well. And we're in London next week, as well as Glasgow, Scotland. Oh, it's going to be a special experience next week. Glasgow, Scotland, Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Will someone say his name and he will appear?
Well, I mean, there is a tag match.
Who knows? There's a, as of yet, unannounced participant teaming with Jey Uso.
Well, Sami Zayn is on the European tour. He's been taking photos.
Is he?
Yeah, he's been taking with his family. Right. Not been shown on TV, but he's there.
Not El Generico.
We know Jimmy's over there.
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of potential.
We know there's a hometown person, like you just alluded to. He's tucked away somewhere.
He's still hiding in the same spot.
I like that. I like that they've sort of given us a tease, and these can go wild.
And there could be so many people that could potentially team with Jey Uso. So let's get back on track and start talking about that John Cena promo.
Do we want to talk about that, or do we want to just quickly go through and squash this Jey Uso match that happened in 20 seconds?
If we're on the topic, let's quickly express our distaste for Theory of all people getting squashed. Yeah, how do you come out? I know. Apparently, the John Cena segment ran over time, which I don't give a shit about because that was amazing.
No way.
If you got the crowd reacting like that, just let them run with it.
Absolutely.
So they did the right thing. But rather than having Jey Uso squash Austin Theory with a crossbody spear, as everyone's calling it.
It was so bad.
Just have them brawl and call the match off. There's no need to disrespect a former United States champion like that, who beat John Cena at WrestleMania.
Yep. And then... The meme of the old top dollar that Jey
top
pulled.
dollared himself.
Look, it wasn't great. I think a lot of the news...
Is what it is, man.
A lot of the news articles and stuff from the week of the YouTube content and stuff has been that there was... Of that video, there was like 56 or 60,000 dislikes.
Compared to, I think, last I looked, it was about 15,000 likes.
Yeah.
So that ratio is pretty huge.
Everyone hated it. And... We've said it on this show for weeks that we're bored of this build-up. It's no fun. Yeah. And again, it was exactly the same thing. Jey had a squash match no one cared about, and then Gunther snuck in behind him and choked him out. We just don't care. Move on. Get to something exciting.
It's not riveting storyline for a WrestleMania main event worthy match, which they're absolutely not getting.
No, and I think our pitch from last week where he wins on the first match, something the whole crowd yeets, and that's what we're looking to do because it's not a main event. No. Let's go back to John Cena. Let's talk about this promo. Let's talk about, and I'll give some of the lines from the promo that I've gone.
Let's get some of these quotes out.
The first one that I thoroughly enjoyed. The fact that he sort of went through these lines, but it's John pulling the curtain back a little bit of his career and him showing him as the person, him as the wrestler. I'm not a babyface. I am not a heel. I'm a human being. And each and every one of you has been awful to me. You've been awful, and it's been the same damn noise for 25 years. Now, as a person who grew up in the Attitude, or at the end of the Attitude Era, and through the Ruthless Aggression era, and someone was definitely very strongly on the let's go Cena sucks side of that chant. Yeah, he makes a point. Makes a valid point.
All he does during this promo is just spit hard truths and facts at people. And we've just got to sit there and cop it because he's not wrong about anything that he said.
I love the way that, I mean, we all, hyperbole and had all the stuff that, Cena was going to turn heel. He was going to get new music. He's going to get a new
attire, new everything. New
and
look.
he'd said that on that CVV podcast, right? He had a new track already done.
And that was 12 months ago.
Yep.
So we're like, it's happening. Like, we're going to get it.
Yeah, the whole singlet, the Kurt Angle get up and the wrestling boots, no sneakers. Like, he was prepared. And I love that he didn't do it.
Because everyone knew that, like, we should expect it.
Yeah, and we don't deserve it.
Like, I was sitting there. I watched Monday Night Raw, not too delayed, because it was at, like, 6 a.m. Australian time for us. And I think I started about 10 to 7 or something. So I was a little behind. But I sat there and Raw was starting. And then that part where they've done the intros and then it's just, like, silent. Just waiting for the music to hit.
Yeah.
And then John Cena's regular music hit. I just sat there. I was like, I had my phone and I was just like, what? Like, I was gobsmacked. I
don't expect
and then
this.
he came out and he was just like, I had the same old gear. It was just same old John Cena. I was like, okay. Let's see what happens from here. I can't believe that poor kid. Front row. He's like, at one point you could see he yells out, I love you, John Cena. And then he literally calls that kid out. He's like, it's kids like you.
They have a toxic relationship.
I'm breaking up with every one of you.
And I love the way he just stands there and they're obviously chanting, they're booing him and Cena sucks and stuff. And he just stands there and he goes, you're making this too easy for me. Yeah. You're
proving my point.
Exactly what he wanted to prove in that promo. The crowd did. Had them on a string doing exactly what he wanted to do.
Everyone was his little puppet. And
the fact that he was saying that, he always worked really hard and hang on, I'll paraphrase some of these quotes here. Yeah. You let me know that I wasn't worthy of your attention. So what did I do? I went and changed myself. So that's when he went from, John Cena, OVW to Ruthless Aggression to Doctor of Thugonomics.
Yeah.
And then to John Cena. And I went and changed myself hoping that it would make you like me a little bit. And it worked for a second. But then it wasn't enough. So what did I do? I worked hard like I always do. And I started to win and win and win and win and win.
It still wasn't enough.
And I won a lot and you hated it. And I think that's a very valid point. And whether or not that is us as fans refuting against Vince's booking of Cena, the Super Cena style.
It wasn't a John Cena thing. It was the booking of John Cena, Super Cena.
Yes.
Like, that was the thing that was just wearing us down.
And the way that like the point we were talking about there with, I don't dress like you idiots, you don't get new music, this is my voice in that song, your time is finally up, my time is finally now. I mean, this was
we could sit here and quote the entire promo from John Cena.
Well, let's quote the breaking up part. Listen to this. I'm breaking up with you. I'm done. I'm breaking up with every single person. Points to child is a front row. Whether you like me or you don't, you're dumped. I don't need you anymore. I don't care about you, and you don't matter to me. And here's the thing. There's no noise you can make. There is nothing you can do because you know I'm right and you know you are wrong.
Sad. Don't know what to say, man.
This was the promo that we needed, right?
Yeah.
My, I guess, gripe originally, and my one sort of complaint around it was, why would he turn for The Rock? Like, why would The Rock's offer entice John Cena? What does John Cena need? Because he doesn't need the Hollywood fame. He doesn't need all this other stuff.
He doesn't need money. He's fine.
But this makes sense in that he won the chamber. He won the shot at WrestleMania and people were still booing him. And that's why this heel side of Cena is justified. And he can now go back and say, look, that was the breaking point.
Yeah.
For 20 years, I put you on my back. I did all my make-a-wishes. I did everything for the company. I did the right thing. And I pushed through and I persevered through because I was John Cena, hustle, loyalty, respect, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm done. I did all of that and it still wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And all you care about is this little Cody boy.
What do we get? What do we get? It's a constant recurring.
What do we get back from it? What what is he giving us?
What does the crowd get? Because we have to benefit from everything, right?
Well, we do. I mean, we're paying for the product. It's kind of part and parcel of wrestling. But again, what you said at the start, And what I think Triple H has been so good at in this era of booking these heels in Drew and KO.
It's all relatable.
And it all is logical.
Makes sense.
None of it is stupid heels where it's just like, I don't like the company. I'm going to hide the title in a suitcase and never do anything about it and use sticks and go through tables. And like that's, in an imaginary world, if that was something that has happened, later. Right? Whereas that's just kind of like, it doesn't make logical sense in that character arc and how that story is told. Whereas these are very clear history-based characters. Whereas like he pulls back on history and he's got 20 years of us chanting, that we hate him and that we boo him and that Cena sucks and
Cena wins when we riot.
Cena,
the evidence is there.
And I mean, I think it was RVD was on the CVV podcast this week and he was saying that the only other time like he'd felt a crowd like that to a babyface was Cena at One Night Stand, because you don't get that kind of reaction to the top babyfaces. No. And now you look at what Cena has done and the crowd reactions to this. And like we said, we're standing in the ring and he just let him go. And they did. Every town he's going to go to now, it's going to be the same.
Yeah. He then had Cody Rhodes come out. He didn't interrupt. I think there was a sort of little pause after he'd made his total statement, and then Cody Rhodes comes out. And I've seen a lot of people talking online that they have held Cody Rhodes back.
No, they held Cena back.
Well, yeah, from engaging with Cody, because we all know how Cena is on the mic. When it's a fine speech, sir. Like
when he wants
just
to bury
waiting for
you.
that line to get dropped, and then Cody's just dust and rubble. Oh, dust and rubble.
It's called a promo, Roman. You can cut it. You can get it.
Savage.
I agree, and I think this was fine from Cody for him to come out, confront Cena. The way it was shot, if you've seen the photos, the light on Cody, the dark on Cena, the way the arena was lit, like you said,
just
the way
little subtleties like that.
The way Cena didn't say anything and didn't have to say anything.
He stood there and he took it. And to be fair, I don't think Cody brought much. Like, where's the guy from that shirt? That was the point that I was like, this part of the promo from Cody Rhodes, that was probably the best part I've seen from him for a while. Because it's like, where's this John Cena? That's the John Cena I want to face at WrestleMania, not this whiny bitch that we've got here today.
Yeah. And I also like the way that Cody said, and he didn't say John, he didn't call him John Cena. He said, where is he? Where is it? Where is that? Right? And he made that idea of John Cena a thing, an inanimate object. And he kept calling it out. Like, I will fight it, and I will retire it.
Early at WrestleMania.
Not saying I will retire John. Because he didn't want to make it personal between him and John. I think that they're going to try and establish that Cody doesn't want to do what Cody has to do.
Yeah.
Because he has so much respect and love for whatever John's done. And it's just, it's your own fault. You'll come to the light side eventually, which he will.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time.
But the way that, that they pitched that together, they put the light against the dark. And Cena oftentimes has been criticized for over-exaggerating. Obviously, he's wrestling, but also in his promo skills. And, oh, my God, what's going on? Oh, this is crazy. No way.
Stone-faced the entire time.
And this is what we want. This is what we want from Cena. Tell us why you hate us. Tell us why it makes sense. And it does. And then now get angry at Cody.
Yeah.
This was perfect. This was exactly what they needed. And I think this is also why the rest of Raw
fell flat.
Was a bit lackluster, because they knew coming out of this, the only thing the entire world is going to talk about is what did John Cena say?
Yep.
And what was this promo?
So they put it on first.
The rest of the 2 hours, whatever.
Having to follow that was rough because, like...
I didn't even know what followed it. Was it Penta? I think it was Penta.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was Penta. Good segue.
Yep.
Penta, Ludwig Kaiser, no holds barred match.
Yeah, it's fine.
Great.
Good.
Penta comes back into play later in the night. He had a backstage. No, as he was walking back after his victory, had an interview with Kathy Kelly.
Yep.
What's next for Penta? Intercontinental Championship. And he came face to face with Bron Breakker later that night after Bron retained against Finn Balor. There is a lot happening on that Judgment Day side of things, and I don't know what to think. What's going to happen next with them?
Well, I mean, I think they're going to break up, right? Or Finn's going to leave.
All the talk is about new members.
Well, the fact that
who are they going to be?
Dom said, "Let's get Penta in," and Finn was like, and again, perfectly
and that
logical.
works into the Intercontinental Championship scene, potentially a multi-man match at WrestleMania.
Well, Finn had a match against Braun that night. He's like, why would you want the guy that just said he wants to go for the Intercontinental title a match that I'm about to have that I'm going to win because I'm Finn Balor. I'm untouchable in the ring. Why would you want to bring the guy in that wants to take my title from me? Yeah. That's stupid, Dom. What are you doing? And then obviously Dom and that costing Finn towards the end of the night. The tension. Look, it's the problem that we have with the Judgment Day stuff is the same thing we had with the Damian and Rhea split from it. It's taking too long.
Yeah, just
I like the premise of it.
Get it over and done with. Figure it out.
Yep, do it.
A lot of people talking about Aleister Black joining Judgment Day.
No.
I've already said my distaste for that. And then someone on our YouTube page, on one of our clips that we put up about Aleister Black.
Thanks for commenting. Like and subscribe.
Yes, thank you. They put it out into the universe that perhaps Rey Fenix joins the Judgment Day. And I said, please don't. Don't put that out into the universe. Absolutely do not. Lucha Bros, hooray. Yes, we're getting them at some point. Now, while we're on the topic, we did have the tease again. Quite clearly, it is Rey Fenix, and the vignettes are only airing on SmackDown.
Yes.
So it looks like they're going to do a bit of a singles run for the Lucha Brothers, and then at some point down the road, they will intersect. Maybe they'll have a feud, and then they'll be like, right, got that out of the way.
Nah, don't do that.
Lucha Brothers, they're back.
Just go straight to the Lucha Brothers.
But could you imagine that match?
Oh, it'd be fantastic. But that's the match that you build to like you did with Rey and Dom. You don't let it happen straight away. You build them up as a team and as a partnership and stuff. Then you split them off. Then you have your WrestleMania match. You don't want to just go straight into, Phoenix versus Penta at Clash in the Castle Paris for
Flippy
no
dippy
reason.
galore.
Yeah, it'd be a crazy match, but no. We've gone all off on tangents. I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
JD, Judgment Day.
Yeah, we're past that. What else happened on Raw?
Oh, well, let's talk about the triple threat for the women's championship. Right. We had the Bianca and Io Sky contract signing.
Yep.
Rhea Ripley so kindly interrupts.
The pop for her is still mammoth.
Yes.
Even though they're trying to put her as, I wouldn't say the heel, but the unhinged tweener of this match.
Yeah.
And the crowd just ate her up.
She will play the heel role, but I feel like she's too much of a crowd favorite for the majority of the time. Rhea comes out. And again, disrespecting the champion like that, shoving Io Sky in the face. Just can't do that. Io ends up lashing out. They're all three of them, they're attacking each other. I feel like this will tie this into the SmackDown segment we talk about later. This was a more well thought out triple brawl rather than what happened on SmackDown.
Because you had Bianca go through the table and then Io powerbomb on top of Bianca, right? That was the spot? Yeah.
And then Rhea signs the contract after both Bianca and Io signed the contract.
Yeah.
So
because that's how legal contracts work.
Yeah, right? I've got a quote that Bianca put out on social media this week.
Oh, yeah.
Story time, Monday Night Raw plot. You don't need to win the Royal Rumble. You don't need to win Elimination Chamber. No. Hell, you don't even need to be champion. You just got to be Rhea Ripley. Got it. That don't sound crazy to y'all? I work hard, just have to keep working 2 times harder. But I guess I'm just a little hater, slowly crashing out.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Bianca doesn't...
A lot of people are talking about it. People backstage, like superstars backstage, have been making comments since Rhea did that. They're all just like, so we just got to go interrupt and sign a contract? Got it.
Have they not watched AEW? It's all Christian does. You just go and you just get a little suitcase, you get a little thing, you write on it, and it's yours. Do what you want.
Different situation, Daniel.
Is it though?
Yes, because he won a match to get that contract.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Luchasaurus won the match to get the contract. But anyway.
Who's Luchasaurus?
Sorry.
I believe his name is Killswitch.
Killswitch, whatever. I think this is really, really fun, and I'm keen to see how this develops further into WrestleMania. It's clearly going to be a triple threat.
Yeah.
The backstage brawl and stuff meant it's going to be a triple threat. Obviously, they'll do something next week for the fact for Pierce to say you can't just sign your way into it. You're going to have to, I guess,
go through a gauntlet.
I reckon I don't think that's not a bad option. Yeah,
I feel my theory manifesting in a different light.
Okay.
Remember months ago when Rhea, before she got the title back off Liv, and we were working our way towards that. And I was like, she needs to just squash everyone in the Elimination Chamber like Shayna Baszler.
Yes.
She runs through the entire women's division to get inserted into that match.
You don't want to bury a whole women's division, but I get your point.
Well, not like the whole, but like you line up like 6
Yeah, but who though?
Shayna, Zoe, they can both just easily get fed.
Yeah.
Poor terminology, but they can easily go into that match.
Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota, Maxine.
Oh, Maxine's not keep her away from this story. This has nothing to do with Maxine. Absolutely.
Just another body for the pile, you know.
But yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And even if it's a point where the last match is you have to have a match against Io. No, actually you can't do that because you don't want her to beat Io.
No.
And you don't want her to face Bianca.
No. I think it's just the gauntlet.
Of everybody else.
But like you watch, Adam Pearce will just be like, fine, you can have the match as long as those two agree to it. And then for some reason, the champion and challenger agree to inserting a third into
exactly
that.
what you said, that Bianca should not agree to it. Io, sure. Io as the babyface champion is like, I'll beat everybody, I'm the best, let me do it.
Yeah.
Sure, she can do it.
And then they'll just spin it like, you've gotten in my way enough. So, yeah, you can be in the match and I'll take you out myself to win that championship.
It's going to be a great match.
Mate, we'll see what happens in Glasgow on Monday Night Raw next week.
Yeah.
Moving on.
What else?
That's all I want to talk about from Raw. I don't really feel like anything else of substance happened.
Well, you're the one that took the notes for the week, so...
Yes. So, we're moving on.
Sweet, let's move on.
NXT. You have complaints about the ending to NXT.
I just hate NXT Underground matches, man. They're just...
Now, keep in mind, neither of us actually watched the full NXT
We just watched
show
the
this
highlights.
week. We watched the highlights.
But if you've ever watched the Underground matches previously, I don't look... The idea of a UFC style street fight brawl with no ropes and stuff in the dark lights looks cool enough. I get it. I hate the wrestlers on the side.
Yeah.
I hate them banging
And you know
against
what?
the ring the entire time.
It wasn't until we watched that together that time and you pointed it out, because I had no issue with it before. I was like, oh, this is chaos. Because it's like ADHD, it's just noise. It's like, oh, God, there's so much to focus on. Yeah, it wasn't until he pointed it out. They are just annoying, banging on the ring all the time.
Yep.
So thank God I didn't watch this one.
But this was obviously a underground match between Trick and Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah,
I remember.
I was waiting to see if you actually remembered who was in the match.
Shut up. No one cared. Trick finished with the trick knee that he missed by about 47 centimeters.
And then the hammer fist to have the ref call off the match. So,
But then Oba came out, then Javon Evans came out, then everybody that was around the ring jumped in.
You forgot about Dark State. Dark State came out. We've got a name for the faction that's been causing havoc on NXT lately. Yeah, it's an okay name. I'm sure it'll grow on.
It's no...
Shield.
No, what was the other one? Retribution. It's no Retribution, right? Let's be fair.
We don't talk about Retribution.
No one should. But yeah, look, this to me feels like this is the lead up for their Stand and Deliver triple threat. You're going to have Oba, Trick, and Siobhan. I think that's cool.
I'm 100% down for that.
And you saw last year at Stand and Deliver, it was the Oba, Josh Briggs, and your mate. Was it? It wasn't Baron. No, it was Was it Baron?
Can't remember, man.
Was it Baron Corbin? I think it was. But it was the three.
It was Dijak.
It was Dijak.
Dijak
right.
was still there.
That's right. It was Dijak, and he was someone that got released. Whew. But that was like
Sad.
the best match of almost like that weekend. Was that big triple threat, and I reckon that's what they'll do again. Which is cool for them to do that. And then you look at the women's side of things, which is also a bit of a mess because we mentioned last week that Stephanie beat Julia because Julia is possibly got visa issues and injuries and stuff like that. So that's why she's
the visa issue stuff. That's wild. Like WWE wouldn't sort that shit out.
Well, they probably will, 100%. But maybe she needs to not be in America for them to sort that out for a little bit. But you've got Stephanie as the double champ. We all kind of want her to face Jordan Grace, Reese's friend from TNA.
Patricia Starr this week.
So if you've seen her outfit.
We'll put the photo right there. And if you've been following her social media pages, you would have known about that several days beforehand because she was just flaunting off.
Oh, did she
on her ring cam from her front door, she was in the front yard trying to walk in those heels and get up. She had to get help from her husband to actually get up.
Yeah, okay. Those heels were goddamn ridiculous, man.
Oh, that thick? Crazy.
Just crazy.
But she needs it. She's small.
But we wanted like her versus Stephanie, and I think what they're doing is just sort of throwing other people in the way to try and tease us of the match.
Well, like Jordan Grace did end up coming out to interrupt. Didn't watch the whole segment. Watched highlights. Jordan Grace came out to confront Stephanie Vicker and got taken out by Jada Parker, who stamped her name into an NXT Women's Championship match to open NXT next week.
And then
And
Stephanie.
then the whole Fallon Henley stuff has been carrying on for weeks. When she get her rematch, she's getting it next week after the NXT Women's Championship. So Dan has theorized something happens in that NXT Women's Championship match. Stephanie retains, but it causes her to lose the North American Championship later in the night.
So whether or not she beats Jada, or Jada goes a bit more heel and attacks her post-match because she should have won or something goes wrong, and then Stephanie hobbles in less than 50% into the match with Fallon.
Yeah.
They all beat her down and she loses the title. Because I don't think you can have, as great as Stephanie is, you can't have her the head of two champions into stand and deliver.
Yeah, into stand and deliver. And this is the thing, like, they did this with Keith Lee as well when he won the NXT and Men's North American Championship a few years back. He was not double champion for long, and he lost that North American Championship very quickly.
Yep.
And then a short time after that, he had the call up, and I think he had to vacate the NXT Championship from memory.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't think he lost it. So we got double champ Stephanie, but not for very long by our theory. What else from... I think that's mostly it from NXT that we wanted to talk about.
I think so.
Don't think there's anything else.
Put the clip on our Wrestle chat about Zaria's spear is better than anything Jay Hughes could ever do.
Yeah. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
You're not.
If you've seen that spear to Alba Fire during the Sol Ruka and Chelsea Green match, I've never seen a spear from a woman that good before. Like, Charlotte Flair could never.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, we're going to touch on a few news points before we go to SmackDown.
Okay,
happy with that?
You're the one rolling the show.
Saraya has announced that she is eyeing off retirement at some point. She's unhappy with the recent booking in AEW of constantly putting people over, giving other people the rub. She wants to go out on top. Paraphrasing very slightly, but her saying that she wants to go out on top. Could we see a return to WWE for Saraya?
I don't think you'll ever see Saraya in WWE.
Well, Paige.
I think you'll see Paige.
Yes. Well, you know what I fucking meant. Jesus.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if she's needed or wanted back, to be fair. I don't know if the women's division and their character styles have passed what Paige and Saraya does. I think she was fine in the ring, but never really... sorry, we'll just let the motorbike go past.
Yeah,
Apologies.
we can't really soundproof a garage, so
I know.
you might notice that in some clips.
And Madison Square Garage is its own character in this podcast and this YouTube channel, so we've got to let it be. I don't know whether or not she could come back as a singles person. I think she was best as part of the Riot Squad and best when she had all of the other girls with her and stuff in AEW. Unless it's just for like a Hall of Fame spot and she comes back to do one or two things, sure, but I'm not overly fussed of it, to be fair.
Could always send her TNA's way.
Yeah, but if she's wants to retire...
if they got the Hardys as TNA tag champs,
Yep.
Saraya's probably still half their age.
Yeah, for sure.
Give her a title.
But the problem is I don't think Saraya, and this could be me 100% editorializing this. I don't even know if I said that word properly, but whatever.
Editorizing. Are you terrorizing the podcast with your mishaps?
I don't know. I don't think it's about the wrestling for Saraya. I think a lot of it's about the money and the career and the fact that she's getting paid what she's getting paid by Tony Khan now.
To do nothing.
Is going to get nothing like that in TNA.
Yeah, fair point.
And WWE wouldn't pay anything like that either. They don't need it. So if she does go to one of those two things, it's purely because she wants to go back in the ring and make a point of it. But I don't think that's what Saraya is.
She can dethrone Mercedes Moné as TBS champion.
No, that'd probably be Athena.
They did actually tease that on AEW this week.
I know, and that's why I think that hopefully we get a decent match in that because that Mercedes run of 12 months now, they're undefeated.
On the topic of AEW, we might as well cover off some key points from AEW this week before we touch on some other news articles.
Let's get ready to talk about it.
Let's hit it right out of the park straight away. What the fuck is Jon Moxley thinking taking a bump on a bat with nails? This whole week I wasn't mad about it. I was just like dumbfounded and shocked that someone put that through the atmosphere and it got cleared to not only take a shot to the gut and then the back, but Suplex me onto it. I don't care.
And then let me stand up with it still stuck in
his
back.
back, bro. Like, it's on national television in America. What are you doing? And all the AEW sickos are going to come out and say, that's the best thing I've seen in wrestling all week. WWE could never. Yeah, because they're not idiots, bro.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. I mean, you look at the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens match at Elimination Chamber, where you have a barbed wire chair and they don't even bleed from it. And you have Moxley on a random Dynamite that he had to drive 11 hours to get to because there was a blizzard in town and he couldn't get a plane flight in. So he drives 11 hours in a car to bloody get suplexed onto a bat covered in nails and have it sticking out of his back.
And then go through a table. After, like,
and get
being
pile
speared
drives
through a table,
Yeah.
being pile driven, and then kicking out at 2. Then having more people come down and interfere in his match that are part of his faction to then help him win. And what does he do?
He chokes out Edge in 12 seconds.
He hits one move on Edge, Edge kicks out, and then he chokes him out. Jim, you didn't jot down the quote, did you?
I don't have the quote. Let me see if I can Google the actual quote for what Jim Cornette said.
Jim Cornette, a couple years ago, went on an absolute tirade against Jon Moxley and his style of wrestling. 3 years ago, and someone played the clip of what Jim Cornette was saying and then showed a clip of everything that happened in this match against Cope, and everything just lined up perfectly. Just, what is this madman doing? Like,
Nah, I can't find the... There's so many quotes here about Jim Cornette blasting Jon Moxley, by the way. But the one
really
video...
does not like Jon Moxley.
The one video essentially says, like Moxley has stiff blows to start every match, or he'll build up a match by having promos that he'll talk for 3 minutes about nothing that you realise. Then he'll have stiff blows with everybody and instantly go to the outside. Then there'll be some rough spot on the outside because that's just how it gets done. And then he'll throw those random elbow strikes and forearm strikes that don't look good if you actually see them, but if you're in the bleacher seats, geez, it looks like he's smashing someone's head in.
Yeah. And then he chokes someone out.
And then he'll bleed and he'll drink some blood and then he'll choke somebody out, which is, I think he said, flatter than a 4 p.m. something or other, because this was the exact example from this match with Cope, right?
Both Cope matches lately.
Well, the first one was a flat finish at the pay-per-view because everything before it was 5-star match, 5-star match, 5-star match, Moxley. And so that fell flat because none of us wanted that finish. Everybody wanted something to happen and it didn't, right? And the Christian cash in and that was a shamozzle. Whereas this one, when it was rebooked, and again, I think I said this last week, how do you explain Swerve won your number one contendership?
And someone else is getting a title
and
opportunity
Edge gets a rematch. And Cope gets his rematch because, it was supposed to be a one-on-one, but then Christian usually thinks, so tough shit, Cope. That's how that contract thing works. Anyway, you get to this street fight. A bunch of shit happens, blah, 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 blah. And then it's just, he goes for the cover 1-2, rolls out of it and rolls straight into the Bulldog choke. And not even the 3 hands.
No, not even checking the arm. It was just like, oh, no, he's done. He didn't even check Cope.
Flat. Absolutely flat. Horrible finish. FTR was involved. And then after the show, which Reece didn't get to watch, was that like...
oh, no, I've seen that.
Oh, where Dax doesn't help Edge up.
Yeah.
I don't care. This whole Moxley thing sucks. I swear to God, if Swerve does not destroy Moxley and get that title at Dynasty, I'm done with watching any match with Jon Moxley in it, man. I'm over it.
Yep, that's fair.
I don't care.
Fair.
Because it is atrocious booking. Nobody gives a shit. Every match is like... The problem, and I think that what AEW fans might try and bounce back to WWE would be, this is the same as the bloodline with Roman Reigns.
Nah.
Everything from Roman Reigns, he couldn't win clean. There was always interference. There was always bloodline. There's always shit happening. So it was always a big spectacle around the match. It was never Roman doing anything good. But I think the problem with that is that the bloodline and Roman Reigns are good. And Moxley and the D-Riders aren't. I don't care.
They are riding that Jon Moxley D hard, bro.
I don't care about Pac as he is right now. I want to see Pac do singles matches with Ricochet and Ospreay and have bangers. I don't want to see him running in with his stupid greasy long hair helping Moxley retain his stuff. I don't want to see Claudio in his white shirt every episode of Dynamite hitting uppercuts on people and not having a match with someone. I don't care. Sorry, Liv. Just get this title of Moxley, get him off TV because it's just boring as shit.
Forget the fact that 4 out of 5 of that faction is champions. They have the trios titles as well.
Oh, have you seen a trios championship match?
No, we haven't seen them for months, bro. It's the dumbest concept to have championships hidden away like that. Mm-hmm. If you want to go out and tout AEW as storyline masterworks because of this hiding the championship angle, it has never been done in history, and there's a fucking reason why, because those titles are meant to be the pinnacle of your divisions for your company, and you're hiding two of the divisions away from plain sight.
Whilst we're on our MUDSHOW segment here with AEW, can we please go to some more booking decisions that Tony Khan has made? And you were talking just then about how, you've got best wrestlers in the world and you want to try and put these divisions forward and have the titles and everything. And you've now got Kenny Omega as the international champion.
International.
Fantastic news. We'd love to see Kenny do it. It's great. He's going to put on an absolute banger of Dynasty. And you got this 4-way match to see who he's going to face. Yeah. Oh, no, wait, it's going to be two people because they're going to do a roll-up pin at the same time for Bayley and Ricochet.
A double roll-up. Oh, great.
Chris, for a mate from Discord, I know you love roll-ups in wrestling. You got two of them in the same match. I don't know what more you could want. It was the
same roll-up. Look, yeah, it's going to be banger. Let's just focus on the future. It's going to be a great match. Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bayley.
Yeah, sick. Just book it as a triple threat then. Why do a bloody tournament to get to a fatal 4-way to have two people roll someone up? Why? I don't get it. And then why do you then have Ospreay come out and cut his promo and have a really good match with AR Fox this week to say that he's then going into the Owen Hart tournament so he can be the number one contender after somebody else has a number one contenders match and then somebody else and somebody else. So I'll have the shot in 4 months at All In.
Yeah.
Because that's where he's looking at. So then you're like, well, I don't give a shit about what Ospreay's going to do for the next 3 months because all we're going to do is wait for him to win the tournament to get to All In. Because what else is he doing? Who cares? You put him on a pay-per-view, it doesn't matter. He's already said he's going for All In. So is Hangman. So is everyone. The Owen Hart tournament is going to be another one of these dumbass tournaments that AEW does to see who's going to face, assumedly, Swerve at All In.
John Moxley.
I swear to God, Moxley.
I'm saying it now.
I'm unsubscribing.
I'm saying it now. Because, think back to Ospreay's promo after the Carl Fletcher cage match. He says he wants to be the guy. He wants to be the face of AEW.
Yep.
Is there no better trajectory for him to accomplish that mission than dethrone John Moxley after his terrible title reign?
Yeah, but we all said that was going to be Darby Allin, but Darby Allin's dead on some mountain, according to MJF.
Hey, I didn't say it this time.
Look,
let's talk about better things.
I don't understand, and we've said this so I don't understand the booking and why it feels like Tony Khan just has absolute free reign because somebody needs to get in there and be like, bro, that's not very smart.
You structure things better.
And Tony Storm calling out Megan Bain for a match and telling her that she's going to take her to climax and have an orgasm and stuff. Just what? I love Tony as a character. I get it. It's interesting, but
I think maybe use those sort of sexual innuendos more sparingly. More sparingly.
I think the problem is they're trying
because they are good.
Yeah. But they're trying too hard to be edgy.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing you said with Moxley and the Bat. It's the stuff with these promos and things. They're trying too hard to be almost explicit. Almost, we're too edgy. Look how good we are. We're not family friendly. We're not WWE.
You suplex on a fucking spike with nails in it.
Yeah. It's go back to what your premise is. We're the best wrestle and just have good wrestling matches. Stop doing dumb booking decisions.
I think that Tony Storm Megan Bain match will be pretty good.
It should be fine.
I'm keen for that.
But that's the thing. We're going to sit here for weeks and we did it before Revolution. We shit on the company. We shit on how poor it's booked.
Do the review and we go like, this pay-per-view was amazing.
5-star match, 5-star match, 5-star match. Dynasty will be the same. We can shit on how poor this finish was and how Ricochet's going to cut a terrible promo next week and how the crowd's going to chant, you are bald, which is a stupid
dumb
chant. But then we're going to go watch Ricochet.
I dare you to chant that in the comments about me. I dare you.
Didn't someone call you low rate Stone Cold Steve Austin this week? You're like Aussie Stone Cold from Timu, which is kind of funny.
Stone Warm Steve Austin or something. I saw the comment and I was like, he's talking about Dan or me.
No, he's talking about you.
I was the bald one, so I was like, okay.
But you're going to have this horrible Ricochet promo, I assume, next week. You're going to have the crowd shouting this terrible stuff. But then you're going to get to Dynasty and it's going to be Omega, Ricochet, and Bayley. It's going to be a 5-star match. And we're going to go, that's the best.
Yeah.
Just focus on that part.
Yeah. It's these storylines, man. They really work us up. Especially after the caliber of storylines we get in WWE.
Which we can talk about this triple threat that's going to now main event WrestleMania. We wish from SmackDown.
Triple H saying that the main events are always up for grabs depending on what the hottest storyline is. As soon as that interaction at Royal Rumble happened between Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns, I was like, that right there, that's your night one main event. I said it day dot of the Royal Rumble. That's your main event. Punk's got his main event in the bag this year. Because we said if it's not this year, then when? Never. And this is the entire segment on SmackDown with these three superstars.
Except Paul Heyman don't wear a t-shirt.
Bro's changing it up a little bit.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Roman coming out, I'm going to take my sweet time. I'm going to be out here for 15 to 20 minutes until someone comes out here and confronts me. Out comes Seth Rollins.
You mean Grimace?
Grimace. Dude was a quilt, a sleeping bag.
Yeah, Lockie called him a purple sleeping bag.
Purple sleeping bag. And these two, they've got a lot of pages written in their story. It's time to write another chapter.
But I love the way in this promo that Seth said, you're an idiot. You don't understand how dangerous CM Punk is to us, to this company, to this business. I had the chance to kill CM Punk, to finish him.
Take him out.
You stopped me. You're an idiot. And then CM Punk comes out.
Yeah. And you see his hands taped up. Does his little pose, and he's like, grabs a microphone. My hand's not taped up to hold this microphone, but I'm just going to spit some facts at you while we're waiting. Roman Reigns can and has never, well, both of them have never beaten CM Punk without help from someone.
Without help from each other.
Yeah. And Roman just kept that trend going last week in the steel cage match. And then we get into it. I can't remember what his other quotes were, so I'm just going to move on. We get into it. And as we alluded to earlier in the show when we were talking about the women's triple threat brawl, this one didn't quite work as well as it should have with three superstars of that caliber, because it was like Punk attacks Rollins first, right? Or was it?
No, Roman.
Attacks Roman first. Seth's just standing there. That's right.
Because Seth was about to take his jacket off to face Roman when Punk came out.
Yeah.
And so then Seth put his pillowcase back on and waited.
His pillowcase.
And then, Punk jumped. And like, I think the thing too was Heyman's face the back. He starts talking about the favour.
Yeah.
And he's talking
and
to me
we also missed the wink to Paul Heyman. The wink. Just a little...
But the fact that Punk starts talking about the favour and Heyman's face was like, no, not now.
But then Punk quickly debunked it. He's like, I'm not here to talk about that now. He's just dangling that carrot. Like we said last week, just dangling that carrot for the audience.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
What I didn't like with this brawl, the pull apart part of it, was the fact that the three of them started brawling 1, 2, 3, and it was like,
Like you pull someone off and then you're going in and they come
but
back
then
and pull
one referee came down.
Yeah.
And slid in and tried to, but like didn't really try and break it up. Kind of just like watches. Hey guys, you should probably stop. Guys, can you just wait. When you watch the normal brawls and the pull aparts, it's just everyone's in there.
Yeah, everyone straight away.
Like Nick Aldis is out there, the Hurricane's out there, all of the backs, Petey Williams, they're all out there to break everything up. This just took too long for that
to get to that point. Yeah.
And so that's why it felt weird. Once everyone was there and they're all pull apart, and then like you get Punk outside standing on the announce table, and then Roman and Seth in the ring can have a bit of a brawl. Then one of them slides out, then Punk can brawl with one of them, and then Roman hit them both with the chest. That was fine. That was the good part of this brawl. And then they all start pointing.
Yeah. Punk takes out Seth and Roman first. You guys, you want me? Points at WrestleMania. He didn't say anything. He just pointed at the sign.
Yep.
Then Seth takes out Roman and Punk. He does the same. He points at the WrestleMania sign. Then Roman grabs the steel steps, takes out Punk, takes out Rollins. Stands on the step, which Lockie called mere seconds before it happened. He stands on the steps and he points at WrestleMania.
It's on.
It's on like Donkey Kong, bro. And I challenge anyone in that locker room to garner more interest and try dethrone them for the main event of night one.
And I think...
You mentioned the women have a strong chance to, and I feel like
shot
over the next few weeks, if that women's title scene for Raw heats up a lot more than what's happened with Roman, Seth, and Punk, they've got a chance to get that main event.
I think there's only one other match, I reckon, that can get it.
No.
No.
Humour me.
Chad Gable and El Generico against the LWO.
No.
No, El Generico has been presumed dead.
That's fine. That's fine. Not for WrestleMania, bro. You're not
could you
putting that
imagine?
tag team
I know,
match.
I'm joking. Yeah, I think the women are the only one with a shot to do it, and that's then whether or not their story is strong enough and Triple H wants to put that in the main event. But I think it's really hard to not say Seth, Roman, and Punk is a main event match.
Yeah. And
We know Cody and John, night 2. We know that,
Yeah.
right? Lock that in, Eddie, no phone a friend, no ask the audience, 100%. That is the main event for night 2. Deal or no deal? Deal? All right. But night 1, it's got to be this triple threat.
It's got to be. And that's the thing. It kind of all the threads are coming together from CM Punk's first promo when he got back in WWE. He mentioned Seth, and Seth by proxy with his reference, but he mentioned Roman Reigns directly as people that he was gunning for.
Yep.
And now he's getting both of them at the grandest stage of them all.
And I think that you'll see in the next couple of weeks, because it's about a month to go, so there's
4 weeks. We got 4 weeks till WrestleMania.
I don't know if you'll get the big promo in Europe with these 3. I think this week it was John Cena, right? WWE knew this Cena promo is everything. Let's not put all our eggs into one basket. Let's give it time. So this was only 15 minutes in a SmackDown, if that, between the 3 of them. I reckon you'll get something on Raw with Punk and Seth, and maybe Roman shows up, because I think he's obviously on the Europe tour.
Yeah, he's scheduled for one of the Raws before they're back in the US.
Yeah, so maybe you'll get a thing there, but to flesh this out, you're going to need 20 to 25 minutes of all 3 of them in the ring talking, right? We can see brawls and stuff, that's fine, but we're going to want promo. We want them on the mic because all 3 of them
just
are
to absolutely smoke each other.
You know what? All 4 of them are good because you want Heyman in there too.
Yeah.
So you're going to need time. And I don't think you have time right now on this Europe tour where you're focusing on Cena the way that he is and what he's getting. And I think that Netflix are going to be like, we want this. Don't just put it on. Netflix wants some of this piece of pie. Considering Punk and Seth are both Raw superstars, to be fair. So I think you'll see over the next couple of weeks maybe promo from Punk with Seth, and then maybe one from Seth with Roman, and then you'll see one with Roman and Punk, and then you'll get, I assume, like I said, when they all go back into the US.
One of the go-home shows.
The go-home show, it's going to be 20 minutes of all of them cutting out, and then a massive brawl, and away we go.
Yeah.
But this is sick. I can't wait to see what these 3 guys talk about, and
can't wait to see what they pull out of their ass for WrestleMania.
Well, the 2 matches between Punk and Seth, I think, have been fantastic. The one on the Netflix debut and the cage match, great. Obviously, Roman had 5-star matches with Cody at the last couple of WrestleMania, so you know he can put on that spectacle and have that match. All 3 of them should be able to do it.
Yeah.
As long as there's no... I don't think it needs any stupid stipulations because it's a triple threat match, right? So you can have...
no disqualification.
You have everything anyway.
We're going to have Roman smash him and stack him again.
Yeah, who goes over?
That's the real question. Let's not touch on it too much here because we've got some other stuff to talk about.
Can we just both
as well.
agree that it's not Seth?
Yeah. All right.
Because I think that's pretty clear.
Roman or Punk, I'm happy. I don't know if Seth really needs that rub.
I don't think he does.
So
I think it's Roman or Punk that has to win this match.
Yeah. Touch on some other stuff from SmackDown before we close off with news.
KO and Randy Orton.
Yeah, KO Randy Orton.
Official.
Possibly one of the only other good things that happened on SmackDown this week. A lot of it was kind of mid, flat. I don't know. It just didn't hit right. So KO attempting to get RKO back together as a tag team to go for the tag team championships at WrestleMania. And we all know with the clutter that is that SmackDown tag team championship scene right now, that was never happening.
But could you imagine those 2 in that 6-pack ladder match?
Would have been so good.
Oh, sorry, just thinking of a spot. You're in the ladder match because we know how much KO loves ladders. And he's on a ladder bridge. And someone, let's pick one of the Los Garza guys, right? Because they're nice and flexible. He just grabs one of them, pop-up powerbomb, and throws them. And Randy RKOs. Off a ladder bridge, KO standing there, pop-up powerbomb.
Put a table in there.
Through a table, RKO. Oh, just...
Summon.
That'd be a 6 spot. It's never going to happen. Oh, my God.
Randy has alluded to the fact that he is going to be finishing KO with that punt.
Well, KO first said, I'm trying to save you from yourself here, Randy.
Yeah.
Like, no one
want to
wants
turn back
to see
that
it.
guy. Nobody wants to see that anymore.
I think even Barrett called him 09 Randy Orton, and nobody wants to face 09 Randy Orton because he's such a character of that heel run of his. And yeah, KO saying that I'm trying to save you from yourself. We should bring back together. No one wants to see you punting people, being a heel. I'm trying to look out for you.
But he did apologise as well. He said that he was wrong.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have attacked Cody. Shouldn't have gone around things the way that he did. Shouldn't have pile-driven Randy. Let's get back together. And he's like, no. Because when you pile-drove me, I started hearing voices in my head.
Yep.
They counselled me and they understood. This is going to be a great match. I think this is going to kind of tie back to Randy's feud with Seth. Not like directly tie back, but it's going to be similar. Like it's going to be a great singles match and it's going to have an amazing finish and it's going to be a talking point for years to come.
Yes.
Because people still talk about that RKO.
Oh, for
WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
People still talk about that.
How do you do it?
I think that it's the punt. People will talk about how savage the punt will be. I don't think it's going to be any normal sort of punt.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to think of the finishing spot. Is it something like KO hits a stunner and then Randy falls back and he goes for a second stunner, but he actually turns into an RKO?
Ooh,
like post stunner, then bang, hits the RKO, and then he fires up and then he punts him.
Okay. I like that.
Because I don't think Randy's flexible enough to take a pop-up power bomb. Because the spot would be
turn.
But that's an Ospreay spot, right? Ospreay can take the pop-up spin.
No. I reckon like with the speaking like I have in-ring experience, I reckon there's a way that KO could do the pop-up, but sort of like
turn
him and like give him some momentum to be able to twist the rest of the way around.
You do realise that
RKO
Randy's 280 pounds. Like he is bigger and heavier than he's ever been.
Yeah, so
he's a big boy. He's got 50 pounds on Sammy. Okay, no, look,
I reckon there's a way.
I'd say it. But yeah, we knew this match was coming. I'm glad they've called it now and it's official. So now that we've got a couple of matches that are going to start trickling in that are official. Yeah. You've got Charlotte.
Each show we're going to have, which like you mentioned Charlotte and Tiffy.
That sucked. Sorry.
Look, we switched off probably 30 seconds into that promo.
Excuse me, what are you talking about? It's about me. No, you're supposed to talk over the top of me the entire time because that's the only thing that those two did.
Yeah, okay.
It was the second
I didn't like it, so I didn't want to do it again. It wasn't. No.
It wasn't
like
good.
after what you had last week, and then you just have that catty interaction with the backstage promos. No, that wasn't it.
Yeah, it wasn't
it. The Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre stuff, like dumb idea having a tag match.
What was that tag match?
Why? Damian and Jimmy, ended up defeating Shinsuke and Drew. And then Drew just attacked Damian after the match like he did last week. So
yep. He's looking
I
at
said
Scotland.
to you,
he'll get cheered. It'd be great.
I said to you, I think they need to give this match a stipulation for it to not
God,
get
I just
lost in the
realised.
cards. What?
Oh, no. So at the start of the show, when you were talking about Jay's got a mystery tag team partner, because they're going to be in Scotland.
Yeah.
Do you know who else is going to be in Scotland?
Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, and who did Drew just have a match with? Jimmy Uso.
He's not going to team with Jey Uso.
No, Jimmy will.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier in the show.
I know,
that he's
but that's
a possibility.
But it's not going to be Joe Hendry, is what I'm saying. It's going to be Jimmy Uso.
You don't know fucking shit.
Anyway, keep
you
going.
don't know shit.
Shut up.
I think we're done on SmackDown, dude. I don't think much else of note happened.
The
Surprisingly,
entire tag
Zelina
team
Vega
division.
lost her match, which was meant to get her in the contention for the Women's United States Championship. Which is dumb, but you said like she'll just face Alba Fire to get through, and why not just have her beat Piper? Plain and simple.
And then the entire tag team division will argue with each other and pretty deadly.
And then
had their number one contenders because they won it.
But they've smartly delayed it to their hometown in London, home country in London next week. So that's fine. I can accept that.
Yeah, but why does Los Go? It wasn't a title match, right?
It was just a match.
Okay, good.
That's fine. I think you overlooked that because I made sure when the little like advertisement bit came up in the corner, I was checking whether it was a title match or not. And it was not. So that's good. The Men's United States Championship picture. I thought for sure this was going to be a shoe-in for Jacob Fatu, but no. Out comes Solo and Tama Tonga, and they cost him the match. And Braun Strowman is your number one contender for LA Knight's United States Championship. And no one cares about that. So I find it kind of funny that last week we mentioned the rumored Solo versus Jacob Fatu match at WrestleMania. I was like, that doesn't look like it's going to manifest at all.
Oh, it's manifesting
and then
right now.
this week that happens, and they got into it backstage, so something's brewing there. We'll wait to see what happens over the coming weeks. That pretty much wraps up all that we want to talk about regarding SmackDown. Unless there's anything else you can remember.
No, I'm good. We've got 5 minutes to the hour. Do we want to talk about some news stuff? Or do we?
Yeah, so we've got Goldberg's called out Gunther for his retirement match.
Because he's almost fit, he reckons?
He's almost fit. So, Saudi, lock it in.
Yeah, probably.
It's a big payday for Goldberg. Gunther will get a big payday as well. They'll have Goldberg go out on top, maybe. Give him a fairy tale ending.
I don't know.
If he's pre-announced his retirement.
Gunther lost his crown jewel match against Cody over there, so
yeah.
He's got a history of losing in Saudi.
Yeah. What else have we got? Alexa Bliss has been pulled from WWE World, which is the pre-WrestleMania convention that they're doing.
Yes.
And a lot of people are speculating that means she's essentially not competing at WrestleMania, which, like, if you've not been paying attention to SmackDown the last few weeks, she's been nowhere. So
yeah,
that
but
was
it's because she's been on Raw, right?
No.
Oh, but then she's been on NXT.
No.
So she's
just not been
She's
anywhere.
not on TV.
They got nothing for her. They brought her back. They had a winner qualifying match to get into the chamber.
And have a really good performance in the chamber.
And then nothing. Oh, sorry, we've got nothing else for you. Bye-bye.
You can't even throw in with Liv and like the Jade and Naomi storyline and stuff and like get a tag team partner and go with Liv and Raquel. No, we're just...
What are they doing with Liv and Raquel at Mania?
Oh, well, it'd be a tag match against someone.
Just who? Who?
Chelsea and Piper?
No,
because Chelsea's going to have her own match.
Yeah, she's got her own... Yeah.
Well, Liv!
I find it funny that we're
Alexa.
shitting on AEW for their terrible storytelling, yet we've got 3 women's championships that we have no trajectory for defenses.
3 women's championships.
Intercontinental United States.
Intercontinental? What are you talking about?
Exactly. What's Lyra doing? Don't know if that's going to materialize into a match at WrestleMania.
Where's Nia Jax?
There we go.
Where's Bailey?
What's happening?
Where's Candice LeRae?
What's happening to the women's division?
We've got
WWE?
3 hours on SmackDown and we're not getting... Anyway, move on.
Yeah, let's move on. I think the last note that we have is sort of a bit of a downer to end on. Homicide has announced his retirement from all things professional wrestling due to a cyst in his brain, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because Homicide's been involved in a lot of pro wrestling promotions all over the United States.
Yep. Ring of Honor, TNA. He's
Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground, a whole bunch of independent stuff. He was part of LAX in TNA, one of the better tag teams they had.
Yeah.
He obviously worked with CM Punk and Samoa Joe a lot back in Ring of Honor days. So yeah, hopefully, he's okay. And this hasn't deteriorated him too badly. And you've seen, the Chris Bay stuff, that the fundraiser, like he's now walking, which is great. And there's the fundraiser for him on tomorrow, is it?
So it'll be Monday Australian time.
Yeah.
But yes, tomorrow, Sunday for the United States audience.
So we know, obviously, that wrestling can take a toll on its people, and Lex Luger's another example, going into the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. So it's a tough business. No one ever wants to discredit anybody for doing it. So, flowers to literally everybody who puts their body on the line for doing it.
Yeah.
And
all to entertain us.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good that, maybe not when he wanted to, but at least Homicide got to make the choice.
Yeah, make the choice himself rather than being told you have to make this decision.
Yeah.
So best wishes to Homicide in any sort of recovery that he can get. I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure brain cysts are not easy to recover from. So
yeah. They're things that you
We'll-
have to live with, not get rid of.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough time for Homicide. So best wishes to him in any sort of road to recovery that he embarks on. On that somber note, we'll wrap it up there. Give him our props. Thank you for tuning in. We have been Down Under the Mat. I want to thank you for tuning in and subscribing. Again, I'll reiterate, passing 800 subscribers on YouTube is absolutely fantastic. We appreciate your support. And if you have ideas for shows that you want us to do, because we like doing drafts, we like doing little mini episodes, come in our Discord, let us know what you want us to do, and we'll do it. Because, unless you want us to redo something, then we'll try and tweak that a little bit. But come in our Discord, come follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. We're past 300 on Instagram. It's a bit slower treading, but it's treading upwards, which is good.
We'll get there.
Over 1,200 on TikTok as well. So thank you for the support. We will see you next time down under the mat. Too sweet.